Here's how you write a paper for ACM using Windows and Word. The first thing you want to do is visit the ACM website and download a template. This is called the submission template. So download this template, and this is what I would recommend you start writing in. So it really is a lot quicker if you start with this template and then start replacing it with your information rather than trying to apply the template later on. A good tip for applying templates, if you clear stuff or you copy and paste stuff in, is using this menu here. So it lets you go through each line of the document and check on the style. So you can see every line should have a style from this template. So let's say you've written your paper and you're ready to go. You need to insert your CCS concepts. Back on this page here, it tells you what CCS is. So these are like keywords that you need to put in. They do have a nice tool for this online here. So you find where does your paper fit, and you click through these different concepts and it'll give you the concepts here on the right hand side. You can generate the code and copy and paste this into your paper. You'll also need this code to go into the properties of your paper, into the comments, which I'll show you at the end. So CCS concepts, they go here. So just some common things that I've gotten wrong in the past. Every line needs to have something from this template. Introductions, main headings are head 1. The first paragraph after a heading is called post head para, and every other head paragraph is just called para after that. So you'll see the first paragraph is not indented and every other paragraph is indented. So visually it should be obvious. We then have head 2, head 3, and so on. Images are tagged with the image tag. Every image needs a caption. You can use Microsoft's, insert caption so that you can easily cross-reference your captions. But then once you've got a caption, you do need to tag it as figure caption. When it comes to inserting your references, use whatever system you use for inserting references, but then the style again, your reference head needs to be called reference head, and each of your references need to be bib entry. So EndNote applies its own style here called EndNote something, but you need to copy, once you're finished writing your document, highlight all of these and put them down as bib entry. It won't mess with the references, it's just changing the style. So go through every single line of your document, make sure it's got the right style in it. Submit it to your conference or your journal. If you're accepted, you then have to apply a master template to upload this to TAPS. So this is like another step. This is not a valid document. You can't upload this to the conference. This is the next step that we need to do after that. Back to this page then, we have the template here. It's this one here, the Windows. So this downloads a Windows zip file to your computer, and it gives you a template. To apply the master template, we go to Files. This is Windows 11, remember. Options, Add-ins, Templates, go. We find the template and we attach it. One thing that might happen is you might get a problem with macros. If you're using a university computer, I don't know how to get around that. The only way I know how to do this is to change the settings on a personal computer. So this is how I got around macros on my personal computer. I got more options. Back here we have the Trust Center. Trust Center settings. We need to enable all macros. And then we also need to go to Trusted Locations. We add the path to that master template. So that's where I downloaded the master template to my downloads folder. I also added the path to the paper where I currently am, just as an extra precaution. And once you've done those two things, you save your document, close it, and open it again, and macros should then work. When macros are working, you'll see all these new headings up here. So the first thing you want to do is check your references. You go to cross-referencing, float and bibliography. What it does is it goes to the end of your document and say, is this the end of your document? You say yes. Are you doing numbered references or author year references? I'm doing numbered. And it's just formatting them in the way that it's acceptable to them. This can take up to a minute. You might find you have some errors. So if it sees a tag it doesn't recognize, it'll say error page 3. Line 4, this tag is wrong, which is great. So you can press OK, go back, fix the tag, and then do the referencing again. So you notice it's messed up your references, but don't panic, it hasn't messed them up, it's just added them to this format for validation. The last step we need to do then is actually validate the manuscript. You can ignore warnings. It's saying you referenced 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they're actually not in the text, which is, fine for this example. Again, it's a warning. Oh yeah, this is the CCS concepts that we need to add. It's a warning, but you should do this because it's easy to do. I'll show you that now. We go home, info, and properties, advanced properties. The XML code we copied from the CCS website goes in here. You paste it in here. The last thing you should do is manuscript validation. So fix all those errors, click manuscript validation again. It might say you haven't done referencing, so you just have to end up in this loop where you do referencing and then you do manuscript validation. The last thing you should get is this manuscript is valid. Save it. ACM will give you a file and folder name. So you need to name your folder whatever they've given you. So in my case, IDC23, which is the conference, and 104, which is the paper. You have 2 folders. Source is your Word document. You'll notice you've created some of these links, which is absolutely fine. And then once you've got your validated one of these, make a PDF of it, create a PDF folder, and put it in there. These are the only files you have in here. I have seen some people have problems. They have like Mac files or other things. Just anything with log or any, leave that in here, and obviously the doc and the PDF. There should be nothing else in this. You want to zip up the IDC23 104 folder, and that's what you're uploading to TAPS. On a separate note, you can email TAPS support. I found them to be very useful, very friendly. Even though you are in a panic and you are stressed, these people are not, okay? This is their job. This is what they're used to. Be polite and you will find them really, really helpful.